Parents, there's a silent epidemic affecting our children that most doctors aren't talking about. And you certainly won't hear about it from the traditional media either, since nearly all of their funding comes from big food, big pharma, and the conventional medical machine. Depending on what research you use, and especially if you factor in how fast rates of all these conditions are climbing, we know now that over half of US children are struggling with chronic health issues. This is simply not okay. While the conventional medical and media machines have tried to normalize chronic illnesses like obesity, anxiety, ADHD, asthma, and allergies over the last few years, thankfully, parents today are waking up and saying enough already. It truly is time for a change, and it can't come fast enough for our kids and our families. If you've been up late at night researching for hope, answers, and help that will finally help take your family's health in a positive direction, then this video and our message is for you. In this video, we're going to dive into the real root causes of chronic illnesses in kids and what you can do to reverse this trend for not only your family, but future generations to come. Let's dig in. An alarming 40% of children today are suffering from at least one chronic health condition. From neurodevelopmental disorders like autism and ADHD to complex autoimmune conditions, allergies, and mental health challenges, our kids are facing unprecedented obstacles to their well-being. If you're tired of being told that it's just genetics or that your child will grow out of it while watching them continue to struggle despite numerous medications and interventions, this video could change your family's life. Before we get into what really is causing our kids to be so sick, let's make sure that you first know two common theories put out there that are not the whole story. When we do this, the first one probably will not shock you, but the second one just might. First, the entire traditional medical system is built upon the concept or theory of genetics, meaning that if you have good genes, you have good health, and if you don't, you don't. But the truth is, it takes our genes thousands of years to adapt and change significantly, so there is no way that genetics alone can explain the insane rise in chronic illness in our kids and families. We now know for sure that's nearly entirely lifestyle and environmental, and that the keys to good health lie not just in our genetic code, but in our lifestyle choices and the environment that surrounds us. Secondly, when most people awesomely start really to look under the hood and get into this amazing natural health and wellness movement sweeping our world over the last 10 to 20 years, they tend to add it all up in a way that blames one single issue: toxins and chemicals. Now, without a doubt, we like to repeatedly say that kids and chemicals don't mix, and our wildly toxic and chemical-filled world is definitely a major issue that is fueling the chronic illness explosion. It's important, parents, to know that it's not only the causative element. The real culprit and the hidden in plain sight trigger of this explosion in chronic illness is something we all know about: stress. We'll break this down in detail in the next section, but it's honestly that simple and that detrimental. Stress is a big deal. Stress and totally wound up and worn out nervous systems are common things that permeate our life so much and so often now that we've mostly normalized it, and we definitely don't think about it when it comes to our kids and their health. But when you learn about the perfect storm and nervous system dysfunction and dysregulation in the next section of this video, you'll be blown away by how pervasive it is and how detrimental it is to our overall health. And not just to our mental and emotional well-being, but even our gut health, immune system function, and so much more. Let's start understanding the perfect storm. Early life stressors create a cascade of neurological dysfunction. This can start early in pregnancy with maternal stress affecting fetal nervous system development, but then it can continue as birth interventions like C-sections, forceps, and vacuum extraction can cause physical trauma to the brainstem and the vagus nerve. Then we add in early childhood challenges, and you can just compound these initial stressors. How is the nervous system connected to all this? The nervous system is the master control center for all body functions. Early trauma and stress can create what we call subluxation and dysautonomia. This dysfunction affects sleep, digestion, immunity, and emotional regulation. Children just don't grow out of these challenges. They often develop more complex issues because the underlying foundation has never been addressed. That's how we get the cascade effect. Early issues like colic, reflux, and ear infections are just warning signs. Repeated antibiotic use disrupts the gut brain connection. Environmental toxins and medications compound neurological stress. And without addressing that root cause, problems escalate over time. So, if we have identified and addressed subluxation in the nervous system through chiropractic care, we can use the Insight scanning technology to measure neurological function. We create personalized care plans based on each child's specific needs and help restore proper nervous system regulation naturally without drugs. The majority of families that we see today at Generations Chiropractic not only feel like they've exhausted the traditional or conventional medical system, but they've also gone through countless diet changes and detoxes and spent thousands of dollars on biomedical and functional medicine protocols. But their children are often still sick and struggling with things like autism, ADHD, anxiety, OCD, pandas, seizures, and so forth. In cases like these, the complex almost becomes simple because you can apply what we call process of elimination while taking the case history and going through things in detail. If it's not simple genetics, gluten, and poor gut health causing your child to be sick, it has to be nervous system dysfunction, dysregulation, and subluxation. And we can find it with our neurological insight scans and cutting edge technology and clinical protocols. Here at Generations Chiropractic, we specialize in helping children and families break free from the cycle of chronic illness through neurologically focused chiropractic care and the promotion and adoption of natural, drug-free lifestyles. We not only provide world-class chiropractic care at our office, but we also provide the most empowering and supportive community out there. If you're not only tired of watching your kids and families struggle with chronic or even acute health issues, but you're also sick of feeling like you're going against the grain and going at it alone, give us a call today or visit the links in our DM to learn more about how to take the next step in restoring radically good health and well-being for your entire family.